Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Hannah Dennis, and we are going into Thanksgiving tomorrow. So let's take a look at the travel forecast. For those of you who are still doing some last minute traveling or planning on to travel back after Thanksgiving. As we go through today, you can see that there is some rain out towards the southeast of Iowa. With all of those states, it's going to be pushing off towards the east as we go into Thanksgiving. But for the most part, Iowa is staying pretty clear. It looks like any travel within the state is looking pretty good. It stays that way through Thanksgiving and going into that Friday. You can see 10 a.m. Really, there's not any kind of weather problems out there. No rain, no snow, which is really nice for the holidays. However, it is going to be very cold. Now, as we go into Saturday, this is looking at Saturday at 8 a.m. There's some rain, maybe some snow down in Missouri, but again, Iowa's still staying pretty dry. So if you are traveling to or from within the state of Iowa, it looks like you are going to be really good for this holiday season. It stays that way all the way through Sunday, so there is really no kind of problems for Iowa as far as traveling with the weather. Now, these temperatures, however, these are the problems. These are going to feel very cold as we go into this weekend. You can see tomorrow we are going to get up to 34 degrees, which is a little bit below average. And then as we go into the weekend, Friday through Saturday, well below average as we see the 20s. The wind chill is going to feel down in the teens, even the single digits at some point. So it's going to be very cold this weekend. However, there's good news on the horizon. You can see the next 6 to 10 days, Iowa is in a lighter shade of blue. That darker shade of blue is not on the state anymore, meaning we are going to be seeing those cooler than average temperatures, but we're slowly getting to that average line. You can see that over half of the U.S., the western half, are seeing those warmer than average temperatures the next 6 to 10 days, and that's slowly kind of pushing its way towards Iowa. So we are going to be seeing average temperatures soon. We just have to get past this weekend. Now, looking at the past Thanksgiving highs, you can see last year 43 degrees for the high. 2022 was pretty mild with 55 degrees for the high. And then 2021, 30 degrees for the high, which is kind of around what we're going to be seeing this year. We're looking at 34 degrees for the high on Thanksgiving. Black Friday is looking cooler. We're looking at 27 degrees, but on both days we do get to see some sun, at least throughout parts of the day, but the wind chill is going to be in the teens to 20s. So it's going to be very cold if you're going to be outside going into these holidays. In fact, let's take a look at the temperature and wind chill for this weekend. You can see as we go on throughout the day on Saturday and Sunday, we are keeping very cool temperatures, staying in the 20s. The wind chill, teens, 20s, and then as we go into Sunday, that's when we're really going to be seeing some single-digit wind chills. Sunday is looking like it's going to be pretty chilly, especially with that north wind that is going to be coming along with it. Now, as far as football goes, Iowa and ISU looks like they are going to have a pretty chilly kickoff with around 20 degrees for the kickoff time, which means it's only going to get cooler throughout the game. So you definitely want to bundle up if you're going to be out there. However, for Drake having the game down in Texas, they look like they're going to have a nice kickoff temperature with 60 degrees. So looks good for Drake. However, for both Iowa teams, definitely going to have a very chilly game going into this weekend. But tonight, 23 degrees. It is going to turn a little bit breezy, which means it's definitely going to be cold tonight. Those clouds are going to remain for most of the night. And then tomorrow, we'll have some on and off sunshine. 34 degrees for your high, a little bit on the breezy side, but it's not going to be too bad. Now, as we go through the next 7 days, Friday is when we drop down into those 20s. We slowly warm our way back up close to the 40s as we go into next Wednesday. A few small chances to see some snow, but we're not talking about any measurable snow. Maybe some dusting or trace in some areas. And then as we go more into that following week, we do get to see the 40s again. So we are going to warm back up into those upper 30s to 40s, but we have to get through a pretty cold weekend before we see that.